Good morning, Lenny Reed, Dynamite Diesel Products. So, we do these custom injector order forms for you guys that are building race-specific stuff. And the reason for it is because all the questions, they add up to a lot of data, and I need to ask questions and confirm that we're going to build you the correct thing. Not just the correct flow, not just the correct size, but it needs to match the piston angle as well. This customer had a set of Wiseco pistons that he does not know the angle of, so I requested that he sent me one of the injectors. So he did that, and I have the injector. I took it over to the Starrett. We measured the angle, measured the hole size, kind of have a general idea as to what to build him now. So what I just did is I had my good buddy Brian behind me set this up. I got a 22 thousandths piece of wire, and that's going to make a much bigger hole than 22 thou. But follow me, we will look to see if my holes are in the right location or not. Looking pretty good. Now with one of the nozzles that I just looked at a second ago, they had 6 holes, but they were kind of bunched together, and there was 2 of them that were like really distanced apart. It was kind of goofy. I'll put a B-roll picture of that in. But this, for just EDM work, is looking pretty good. I've got equal distance between the holes. I like the location. If I bring it closer to the piston, the hole would actually slide down that way some, and they'll start getting closer together, and we'll lose some of the shrouding in between there. So you want them back as far as you can, but you really want them as close to the end as you can to make sure that you effectively hit the nozzle as early in the injection event as possible. Elevation here looks good because we do need lots of shrouding. This is a really big size hole. So we're gonna go over to the Starrett right now. So these holes look pretty round to the eyeball. Man, they're big and they're flat, 156 degree spray angle. And I can actually see inside the nozzle. It's so flat the way the wire went in there. But that's the angle that this guy's pistons required. So that's what we're gonna give him. Come down here, drop some digital lines on that sucker. That's amazing for as big as that hole is, and so currently I've got a 24 thou 3/10 hole. That's what that is. 24 thousandths 3/10 is what it's measuring. We're going to call it a 24, and I am 0.0007 out of round. Now once we run some AFM through there, I can see those dots are kind of goofed up right there. And basically, there's just a little bit of like welding slag, microscopic welding slag, that's kind of throwing that digit out. So now we're gonna run over to the AFM, and I'll have Pat. Hi, buddy. Can I interrupt you for a moment and have you run 1200 PSI at 15 seconds or so for me? It's gonna eat a lot of media. Matter of fact, don't even do 1200, do like 900, because it won't make 1200. So with the AFM, it's a very liquid kind of a cutting paste, and so it's kind of got the consistency of like maybe a 5-weight oil. It's very thin, does a good job of cutting, does what it's supposed to do, and it radiuses, gives us really nice K factor. But if you picture this thing being a hydraulic pump with one 4-inch cylinder in it, that nozzle is so bloody big that it's going to eat a lot of that 5-weight oil as it goes through the nozzle. It has about a 2150 cc reserve.
It varies depending on what pressure we're pushing, but we're seeing anywhere from 19 to 2300 cc's at a time.
So call it 2100 cc's of volume, and if we crank this up to 1200 psi, in 15 seconds, it'll eat all of that volume and it'll stop in the middle of the process, and then we'll have to restart the hit to get our 15 seconds out of it. By knowing what these parts do, you know, we're doing this every day, and because we're doing it every day, we know tricks. So basically, I'm gonna have him set it at 900 PSI. The media is gonna go through there, and I'm gonna want about a 15-second hit to get proper K factor. As soon as he gets done with that, then he'll have to reprogram the machine to finish on the sets that he was already doing. But if I can confirm that this works, then we're just gonna continue EDMing the other. Whenever we do these great big things, these stupid things, I'm actually gonna make this guy a spare nozzle. So in case he blows up a motor, a valve drops, whatever, and he eats a nozzle, he doesn't have to contact us and have us build him one. It's easier on him and it's easier on me if we just build him a spare one right now today. So he'll get 6 injectors, he'll get the 7th nozzle, bagged and tagged, and if it ever hurts a nozzle, then he's got a backup plan. 15 seconds, 900 PSI, yes sir. We're not even making 900. Currently right now it's making 890 PSI, so it's flowing so much volume it won't even make the 900 pounds of pressure that we were asking for. So we just passed 1,678 cc's of media through it. It shows that it's 151.7 liters. That's probably not real. That's gonna be way off actually. But yeah, give me see that sucker and I'll get out of your hair.
And that was about 13.5, 13.3.
13.3 seconds.
That was one full cylinder media.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
So now, the AFM has a potential to give these holes kind of a lazy eyeball look. So I'm going to confirm visually that we don't have that. Now you can see the hole now compared to the hole how it used to be. There was kind of some red dots that were out of alignment. And those red dots, it was actually chasing like a welding slag that was already on there. So we deburred it, we knocked all that stuff off there. Now we got a nice clean round hole. I'll measure it again, and I'm gonna trust this measurement a lot better. My holes look a lot straighter. I'm now 0.0005 out of round, and my hole diameter is 24.3 thou. So, there we go. Now, let's go look at the bore scope. We're gonna look inside this thing one more time just to show you what the K factor looks like when it's real and it's finished and it's correct. So this is the kind of thing that a big OEM like Denso, Delphi, Bosch, Caterpillar, they wouldn't just EDM holes, they would also run the AFM through them. And we are fortunate enough, there we go. Bob is your uncle. So I'm gonna make 7 more of these, and this dude's gonna be super happy. And he's going to be 3-inch tractor pulling, truck pulling tomorrow night. So hopefully this guy, it's got a Northeast 13 mil pump on it with this size nozzle. He should be, if he's got enough turbocharger, you know, this thing should be 1550 horsepower. So this is our big sack. It is our dual feed. As soon as I get the nozzles all done, then these are going to come back to this bench. That gentleman right there is going to put them together for us, set them at 270 bar of opening pressure, and we do that because the P-pumps really like the lower pressure. So I just wanted to go through this real quick and show you what we do for a custom nozzle. All right, have a great weekend. Thanks. Lenny Reed, Dynamite Diesel. I'm out.